Thank you for stopping by and checking us out at Los Alcaldes de Bexar, researching, promoting, and publishing the histories and faces of Bear's early government leader. You're probably wondering, who or what is Los Alcaldes de Bexar? What is an alcalde? Who were these early leaders of Texas? This introductory video will answer these and other questions with the following presentation. Come along and let us share with you our vision, some background information that will define alcalde, and some information about who we are, what we're doing, and why. As with any organization, it's important to understand the vision. So what exactly do we see when we look out? Well, our vision is to one day see a wall of honor with portraits of San Antonio's earliest government leaders prominently displayed. We also envision an encyclopedia of Los Alcaldes, where hundreds of pages are filled with lots of details pertaining to the history and lives of these early leaders. So with that vision in mind, let us now explore some background information that will help you better understand the what and who about Los Alcaldes de Bexar. First, let's define alcalde. Alcalde comes from the Arabic word alcadi, which means judge. The alcalde was the highest-ranking local government official that was responsible for administering civil, criminal, and family issues. The municipal government was established in August of 1731 with the cabildo, or the town council, being staffed with initially Canary Islanders. Eventually, other citizens would also serve on the cabildo and as alcalde. After Mexico gained its independence in 1821, San Antonio would have two alcaldes that would provide judicial services for the community. The first alcalde was restricted to serve a one-year term and could not serve consecutively. However, of the 106 terms between 1731 and 1837, 41 men served more than one time, and one, Jose Felix Menchaca, would serve 5 one-year terms. Only 14 of the 64 alcaldes have a published biographical sketch, either online or in a hard copy publication. So you can see there's a lot of work to be done. Now that we know the role of the alcalde in our state's early history, and the fact we know little about many of the actual personalities, let's now turn our attention to Los Alcaldes de Bexar, the organization. Los Alcaldes de Bexar is a new nonprofit organization who has taken on the mission to research and promote the histories of the Alcaldes of Bexar. As shared in our vision, our objectives are to produce and publish the biographies associated with the approximately 50 men who do not yet have a biography, as well as produce a portrait series of these early San Antonio government officials. So, who exactly is part of this organization? The formal team is shown here. The organization is currently led by Norma Langwell, with Art Martinez de Vara serving as vice president. Like many nonprofits, Los Alcaldes has a group of individuals who serve as advisors. Drs. Galan and Porter are currently history professors with Texas A&M San Antonio. Erica and Anthony both have a keen interest in Texas early Spanish and Mexican-era history. They also have long generational connections to Texas's early Spanish colonial explorers and settlers. Drs. Tijerina, De la Teja, and Almaraz all have been instrumental in guiding the organization with its founding and establishing the vision and related activities. Another keen mentor to Los Alcaldes de Bexar is Kay Hines, the former San Antonio city archaeologist. While the organization is new, you can see that it has pulled together a team of big hitters that have established a strong foundation. Another fan of the organization and its mission is the Honorable Lucy Adame Clark, the Bexar County Clerk. Ms. Clark is the first Latina and woman to serve as the 19th clerk of Bexar County. She views it as, quote, a privilege to be custodian of such magnificent and historical documents, unquote. The county clerk's office is working tirelessly to preserve and share the records throughout the community. They have also undertaken a massive digitization project. As proof of her commitment to shed the light on those important yet lesser-known figures in Bexar County, the Honorable Miss Clark will be hosting an exhibit that will showcase some of the work produced by los Alcaldes de Bexar. So now we know the meaning of alcalde and a little bit about the organization. Let's now take a little time to understand the biographical sketch project. One part of our vision is to produce a volume of biographical information that lays out the life and times of San Antonio's earliest leaders. Initially, we're focused on producing biographical sketches, basically a thumbnail sketch or the Reader's Digest version of the Alcalde's life. Just like Joel Barker has said, a vision without action is a dream. So we're just not talking about producing biographical sketches, we're doing it. Our team has researched, authored, and submitted biographical sketches on 3 of the 64 men who have served as Alcalde de Bexar. These sketches were reviewed, edited, approved, and published online as part of the Handbook of Tejano History, a product of the Texas State Historical Association. First and foremost, anyone can produce a biographical sketch. The sketch does require specific formatting and writing style, which we will explain in the next couple of slides. The biographical sketch project will result in an encyclopedia of biographies of San Antonio's earliest governmental officials, spanning the 100-plus year history between the establishment of the first municipal government in 1731 until the transition into the Republic of Texas in 1837. The project will also include researching and publishing biographies of the alcaldes that served in the missions. We're soliciting research assistance from anyone who has a passion for history, descendants, historians, students, and genealogists. Our biographies will conform to the Texas State Historical Association standards, as one of the outcomes is to publish these sketches on the TSHA's Handbook of Tejano History online. While some biographical sketches of alcaldes are already online, the vast majority of our early leaders are unknown and do not yet have a biography. We've begun the research and will not finish until the last biographical sketch is complete. What information actually makes up a biographical sketch? The sketches can be very simple and straightforward. We've chosen to adopt TSHA's requirements for our biographical sketches. As we have already mentioned, we want, as one of our products, to publish these biographical sketches on TSHA's Handbook of Tejano History online. The TSHA's biographical sketches will contain, at a minimum, these 9 items. While it seems straightforward, it will require some research to produce the supporting documentation for each biographical sketch. Each biography must be accompanied with supporting documentation. The biographical sketches will require supporting documentation. The documentation would include copies of source materials. For example, a copy of the birth record, the marriage record, a land deed, copy of the page or pages from a secondary source associated with the information that you've included in the biographical sketch. Each sketch will require footnotes and a bibliography. Here are some additional TSHA requirements. Upon request, we can also provide a writing guide and a sample TSHA submission. Biographical sketches, along with supporting documentation, will be emailed to our organization's email address. And besides the biographies, we're also going to produce a series of alcalde portraits. Like the biographical sketches, we've produced 3 portraits so far. The first portrait, and the one that served as the motivator in forming the organization and its vision, was that of Jose Miguel de Arceniega. The Honorable Lucia Dame Clark, the Bexar County Clerk, has funded the newest portrait of Francisco Antonio Ruiz, who was alcalde during the Battle of the Alamo. Plans are in the works to unveil his portrait at a time in the near future. How exactly are we creating these portraits? We've proudly partnered with the world record holder Lois Gibson to produce our portrait series. Lois Gibson holds the title by the Guinness World Book of Records for having the most criminals positively identified by her work. Her work has resulted in 751 positively identified criminals and more than 1,000 convictions. She holds a degree in fine arts and is a graduate of the FBI's Academy of Forensic Art. She uses her knowledge of forensic science to produce each portrait. Her artistic talent and knowledge of forensic science has solved more than just crimes. For many years, many have claimed that the sailor in this famed picture, taken in Times Square on VJ Day. Using her forensic skills, Lois skillfully and successfully identified Glenn McDuffie as the famed Navy sailor. So how is she leveraging her forensic skills in our Alcalde project? Lois uses photographs or portraits to produce the portrait of the alcalde. Lois's forensic artist skills bring the common features of the alcalde's descendants together to produce the alcalde's portrait. The closer the relationship of the individual in the picture to the alcalde ancestor, the better the results. While the result is not absolute, it is the closest composite that can be produced of the historical figure using forensic science. This unique, one-of-a-kind project will serve many generations to come. This project will result in images that have never been seen before and will last for generations. How can you help? If you are or you know of descendants of an alcalde, send copies and pictures and portraits to our email address. Be sure to identify the name of the person in the photo. Be sure to also identify the relationship of that person to the alcalde. Producing portraits is a costly undertaking. A museum-quality oil painting will cost about $8,000. A pastel will cost about $3,000. Who were the alcaldes from 1731 until 1837? The City of San Antonio has a list that we are currently working to review and validate. It serves as a great starting point for both of our projects, the biographical sketches and the portraits. In summary, we have a lot to do to fill in the gaps that are currently missing in Texas's early governmental history. With your help, we will surely meet our vision of creating that wall of honor where we can proudly display the likenesses of the leaders of Bexar and create a volume of information that will help scholars, researchers, and families understand the life and times of the men who led this once frontier community from its beginning through a couple of revolutions that formed a solid foundation for what we now appreciate as the 7th largest city in the nation. Monetary donations to Los Alcaldes, a 501c3 nonprofit, will also go a long way in helping us reach our vision as early as possible. We suggest you consult with your tax advisor regarding your donations and eligibility for tax deduction. In conclusion, we want to thank you for taking a few minutes of your time to learn more about what we're doing and why. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us at the address here, and we hope to hear from you soon. Until then, the team from Los Alcaldes de Bexar wish you the best, stay safe, and remember, Dios y Texas.